Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sioux Falls Live. I am Patrick Lally, and I today am in the beautiful confines of the Sioux Falls Coliseum, which is an incredible building with a rich history that now is the Multicultural Center, has been for many years here in downtown Sioux Falls. And I am joined by Rebecca Kiso-Knudsen, who is the president and CEO of Lutheran Social Services, and Valeria Wicker, who is the program supervisor for the Multicultural Center. And we're here because coming up in just a couple of weeks here, it's the Festival of Cultures, which is a huge event for the Multicultural Center. But there's been a lot of changes this year. So first of all, you guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for doing this with me. First, Valeria, let's just talk a little bit about the Festival of Cultures, then we'll move into the whole partnership with LSS. This is, what is it, the 23rd year for Festival of Cultures?
I think it's the 26th.
26th year.
Yeah.
But that's a long time for any event in Sioux Falls. Tell us a little bit about, just give us the overview of what the event is in case people haven't been there before.
So it's an event that a lot of Sioux Falls looks forward to every year, where the whole city comes together and we celebrate diversity, different performances and vendors. It's a way to share their culture. And so this year is no different. We have 46 vendors, 4 food trucks, and we have a number of performers as well.
That's wild, 4 food trucks. That's what draws people right away is the food, right?
Yeah.
Do we know what food trucks are going to be? Can you reveal that?
Yeah. So we have SDSU ice cream is going to be there. And then we also have the Hilltop Resort, which has Polynesian food.
Whoa.
Last year there was a Polynesian food tent, and they couldn't come this year, but they recommended this, and so anyone who loved the smells and the taste from that last year will get more of it this year. We also have cheesy noodles, and they're coming with Cambodian street food.
Oh man.
Yeah, and we have 502 Sabores, which is Guatemalan street food.
Guatemalan, we tend to lump all sort of Hispanic foods together, but the Guatemalan food has a very specific genre there. And because we've had Jackie's here for so many years, I've had that. It's just, they won't tell me what it's really called, but they just call it the Guatemalan, traditional Guatemalan dish or something. So good. Oh my gosh. So I'm looking forward to that. And then performers. So what types of performers are we talking about? Music and?
Oh yeah, we have a lot of performers, a very full day, and we've partnered with the Levitt. And so there's going to be performances from 10 a.m. into the evening program at the Levitt. So we have Ballet Folclórico Estrellas de Jalisco. They're coming from Sioux City, and they were at the festival last year. They were a big hit. Star and Dallas Chief Eagle are father and daughter hoop dancers. Dallas is a member of the Rosebud Sioux tribe, and so they're coming up from that area. And then there's Nepalese traditional dance with Durga Gurung, who is he is a local shop owner and an elder in the Nepalese community who's taught a lot of people how to dance this in that style. Tough Roots Reggae and Pagan Music Band, Sioux Falls Lion Dance. And then we also have, in here, there's going to be a play from the Cornerstone Theater Company.
Oh, great.
It's a play that was written by Larissa Fasthorse called Wichong.
Awesome. And we should say the Coliseum is on, I gotta do my quick, we're on Main. Mm-hmm. We're on Main Avenue. It's right on Main and First-ish. Main and First, you know where it is. It's downtown. You'll find it. It's a big building. And it's June 10th. Mm-hmm. And then there's also, is that a Saturday? Or is it Friday? Saturday, June 10th. And I think there's a Levitt show that evening as well, right?
Pasquale y la Vaca.
So it really is going to be a full day.
Yes.
What time do things get started down here?
10 o'clock.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And most everything is on the Levitt ground? Yes. Well, that's perfect. What a great spot for it. Now this year is a little different, right? Because Lutheran Social Service, you say acquired, merged?
Integrated.
Integrated.
Is the word we're using. We integrated.
Integrated the two organizations together, Lutheran Social Services and the Multicultural Center. So this is the first year for the festival under the new organization.
Mhm.
How important was it to continue that tradition of the Festival of Cultures for LSS?
It's absolutely important, and it was something that we were very committed to from the beginning. It's not a small event. It's been a big lift and a lot of learning for our organization to put together a festival that goes all day. But we feel really grateful for the partnerships that we have with a lot of the local vendors, as well as with the Levitt, have really helped us through that transition.
So, it has to be an interesting exercise, to say the least. I mean, LSS it's got Lutheran in the name, right? So you're this big traditional organization, but you also have a lot of, all kinds of services. But one of them is refugee integration and resettlement and all that. In a lot of ways, this seems like a perfect extension, not just the festival, but the entire organization of multicultural. Kind of a perfect extension of that part of your mission.
Absolutely. Our vision at LSS is that all South Dakotans will be healthy, safe, and accepted. And so as we were considering the potential for integration up with the MCC, we really focused on that last piece of acceptance. And, we have Lutheran heritage as an organization. That's where our roots are, and really propelled the mission of our organization over the last 100 years. But we are very committed to making sure that regardless of an individual's background, that they feel welcome and accepted in South Dakota, and have really pursued that inclusivity in the work that we do. So MCC was a real natural extension of that vision for our state.
What are people not seeing? I mean, what's been the biggest challenge here? MCC has been around for quite a while in some different iterations, not always a perfect history. What has been the biggest challenge for LSS to take on this rather large and with organization with a big mission?
Yeah, MCC has 25 years of history in the community. And so I would say the first heavy lift was just getting everybody transitioned, and some of the minutia of a merger takes a little bit of time. But we were extraordinarily excited to have Valeria join us as the leader for the MCC. We think that leadership is really critical to advancing the work. And Valeria comes with a great skill set. And I think what we admire a lot about Valeria is that she's doing a great job of really listening in community about what the needs are, developing those relationships with different community groups, and really trying to ascertain what is the best lane for the MCC, what is our best role, and helping make sure that people feel accepted and included and welcomed. And then, where there are needs or unmet needs, that as a community, we're figuring out ways to respond. So we appreciate the partnership we have with the city of Sioux Falls and with the Minnehaha County, both of whom have really supported the MCC over the years, and continue to try to work to deepen those partnerships. And I think there are a lot of stakeholders in the community that are really wanting to make sure they're doing good outreach and are welcoming and accommodating to the different community groups. And we feel like MCC can play a role in helping to bridge that communication and deepen those relationships in community.
Valeria, how long have you been here now? How long have you been in the job?
6 months.
6 months. Really starting to sink in, isn't it?
Yeah.
And just tell us briefly, where'd you come from? What's your background?
So I grew up in Ohio. I went to school on the East Coast, Wesleyan Tufts. I majored in Spanish, and I became a Spanish teacher. So I've had a long background in education, and I consider this an extension of that too, and bridging understanding in Sioux Falls. I don't know what else I can say.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. So what has been the biggest shock for you? Obviously, it's not the weather. You were living in Ohio. Where'd you live in Ohio? Where are you from?
Columbus.
Got it. Columbus is a lovely community.
Mm-hmm.
So what has been like the biggest surprise for you? It doesn't have to be a bad thing or a good thing, but just like you were like, was not expecting that.
The biggest surprise for me.
Yep.
In Sioux Falls?
Yeah, just like in the job and in coming here and learning about the community.
I think that just the diversity in the community. I've lived in remote places before, like in Maine and in Mississippi, and I used to go. If I found myself for example, if I was in Mississippi and I found myself in Atlanta, I was like, oh, I need to, go experience like all the food that I can't get in Starkville, or,
Yeah.
and here it's like, it's all right here in South Dakota.
Yeah,
So,
it's kind of, and the festival is kind of an expression of that. Like
mhm.
I tell people all the time is you can live on the outskirts of town. Many people do live on the outskirts of town in your world and never really see parts of Sioux Falls.
Mhm.
And I think that the festival is a reminder that, man, there's all kinds of people living here, right? What should be here? I should show that we got this fantastic poster here. If you see this around town, it's got the details. June 10th, 10 a.m. to whenever the concert's done at the end of the day. It's free, right? What should people bring? What should they expect? How should they approach coming to the festival if they've never been here before?
Well, this year in the new location, it's going to be in full sun. And so, just bring whatever you bring to be comfortable in the sun. We're going to have children's activities as well. So they can bring their children. We'll have necklace making with Star Chief Eagle. There's also going to be games and face painting. So there's something for the whole family.
Yeah, and you could just pop in, pop out. You're downtown. You can get a cup of coffee, whatever you need to do, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Again, it's June 10th. It starts at 10 a.m. Down here at the Levitt and Multicultural Center in downtown Sioux Falls. Rebecca Kiso-Knudsen and Valeria Wicker, thank you very much for taking some time for me today.
Thank you.
Thank you for highlighting this work. We appreciate it.
We'll see you guys out at the festival and on the streets. See you. Bye.